Draven now banned away by Dom 1. And Syndra now banned away by Dom 1, with Renekton having been banned away by Flamengo. They should have just actually given them Renekton. Nico, really good. So Sam is actually the analyst for Flamengo. I actually just talked with him. We'll see if the ADC pick that I told him that he could just go for. We'll see if it actually ends up coming out. I don't know if BRTT can actually play it, but Nico's really good. Nico's able to go into 4 roles. She's able to do AD or AP. She scales. She's obnoxious. The Rise answer is really good. Nico's, no matter which mode she goes into, she is mid-rangey in nature, even though she is blue. And she's white by nature because of the flexibility. The Lee Sin doesn't really make that much sense. So now Dom 1 could try to just recalibrate. Flamengo can acknowledge the Lee Sin. They can try to invalidate him. The Malphite for me. That's Sam's fucking shout-out. That's Sam's shout-out for me. Thank you so much, Samsung. I'm assuming. I'm actually assuming that's what the Malphite is. I think that's Sam fucking saying hi, sort of like Annie or something. And then Kaisa actually gets picked up, and I just think that's so bad. Because Rise already is mid-rangey, and Kaisa's black-blue, and Rise is basically blue-green. Rise is like 4 colors, but he's very deep blue-green, or like he's like Teamer. He's like blue-green-red, but the red that sort of like a fucking planeswalker or something. Not really that much red, mostly just blue-green. Zaya's picked up. So had Damwon just picked Kog'Maw, Flamengo would just be in a nightmare situation. Even though the Lee Sin is working against them, had Damwon picked Kog'Maw, they would be able to stand their ground and then laugh at Kaisa, because Kaisa cannot deal with all the damage that is dispersed by the Kog'Maw and the Rise, and then her blue aspects are invalidated by the enemy's superior scaling. So Flamengo is banning Rakan so that they don't go up against Xayah Rakan. And then Damwon bans away Thresh and Nautilus, so they take away the Nautilus-Kaisa combo. It's definitely an awkward spot right now for Flamengo. This is truly a spot where Karma can come in and things get very scary, because then you have very nice and spread out damage. The Karma is also able to be flex support. And because she's able to be flexed mid and top lane, it makes it very awkward for Flamengo, because you don't know where the Karma and the Rise are going suddenly, and it allows Damwon to get complete information before finishing their draft. And so if like Zyra gets picked up by, or not Zyra, if Braum or something gets picked up by Flamengo, then Damwon can just allocate Karma to mid or top, and then they can go Zyra in the support role, and they can just absolutely annihilate bot lane, and they can make it so that Rek'Sai and Nico can realistically never engage. And Kaisa doesn't have the option to dive into the back lane, because even if she did, she would probably just go 1-for-1 against Zyra unless she's really fed or something, and it disincentivizes Flamengo from ever trying hard engage attempts. But the problem is that because of the Zyra, Xayah, and Rise, the scaling is just way too much for them to handle. And then the Karma shuts down all sort of like all in engage attempts if you go for like the Athenes with death cap and everything, so that your shields are just way too big. LeBlanc's probably going to come in here, and it's okay. It's being hovered and it's locked in for Damwon. And remember, I just talked about right here that if I talked about this during the draft, where if this team picks like Aurelia or something, you can think that, oh well, there's gonna be the enemy team can pick LeBlanc or something. This is actually it's a pretty good example. So yeah. So the overall draft is a nightmare for Flamengo. Damwon just wins. Damwon just wins. The draft is really bad for Flamengo. Let me just tweet Sam. They gave you an out by picking Donk Sin on red side. Just go Oriana. Oriana Rek'Sai versus Rise Lee. They respond. Zaya. Kaisa. You respond. You ban Rakan. And then you ban Rakan and what would they do? Ban Rakan and Azir, I think. Ban Rakan, Azir, and then they pick Yumi. You respond. Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw. Karma. There you go. Oh no, you can go Kog'Maw. Wait, hold on. I missed the timer, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't miss the timer. Okay. All right, I just talked to Sam about the draft. All right, so let me come back to this really quick. So yeah, Dom want to win this. Let's see. These analogies are let's see. Don't Lucian and Thresh destroy most of those picks? No. So you listen to some guy in front of hospital giving medical advice. Well, apparently you do, as long as he has a medical degree, without actually caring about any of his history or work as a doctor. But it's easier to be a smartass about something from the outside. These analogies are really pointless. No, they're not. You don't understand them. I understand. I played MTG for several years. I'm just saying it's pointless and does more harm than good. Even if you played MTG, it doesn't mean that you understand MTG to a very deep extent. It would be like saying that just because you played League of Legends and you're gold or platinum that you can talk about professional League of Legends. So that doesn't really matter. You can create categories without referring to a different game entirely. That's not really the case. Using basically strategy and game theory is ultimately just a language, which is actually why language inside of video games is entirely pointless. Two chess players can sit down from one another, point to squares on the board, and actually make things happen. People can play StarCraft against one another. You can have 2v2s in StarCraft. Some of the best teams in the world in League of Legends, they don't all speak the same language. League is ultimately a language. Video games or anything that lots of people study and put a lot of time into is a language. You wouldn't say that the best sports players in the world need to also speak the same language. You wouldn't say that the best Go players in the world need to speak the same language in order to have discussions about the game. That's just not true. The interesting thing about Magic the Gathering is that it has 5 or 6 colors, depending on how you look at it, extremely deep explanations surrounding them and our overall archetypes that cascade very well into League and allow you to see the finer lining. And so being able to simply reduce language of a draft to just simple colors and one-word explanations, I mean, it sounds pretty fucking good to me. It's also a pretty good idea because you can see what is going on. I kind of agree with EEAFFF. There must be a better way to explain the archetypes by staying within the bounds of LoL. Why? That doesn't even make sense. Why?
Yeah.
It's not easier. I know 90% of 5% of viewers don't understand MGG, but that doesn't have to do with analysis. You're speaking another language that is not that hard to learn. That's why I'm explaining the colors. All right, so what's happening in this game is even though the Rise died the first time, he's still up 20 CS. I can't actually see the lane state right now. I missed.
Okay, poking.
Why not say early game aggro instead of red? Because if you just say early game aggro, there's not as much detail as just early game aggro. If someone understands... Now this is actually where it gets difficult, right? And then people say that because something can't be explained simply that someone doesn't understand it, and that's just obviously not the case. There's so many things. I gotta fucking ban this idiot. Dude, you are such a awful person. You're such an awful person. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Twitch chat. I'm really sorry. Racism's not okay. And red isn't merely aggro. It's something. I do have mods. I don't know how many mods are in the chat right now. Might have to add more mods. The issue is that my mod list is very big, but a lot of them are from different time zones. Oh my god, I got a mod Stuffy, don't I? Stuffy's actually here a lot. I got it right? Is he a mod now? Red is aggressive. It doesn't have to mean early aggression. Right. Also, if both people understand something, then you can have a dialogue about it a lot faster than trying to explain it every single time. If I can just say to a pro player, they're red-white, let's just go blue-white, blue-white-green or blue-white-red, instead of saying like, oh, we need to pick this champion so that we can answer this champion and do this and do that, and the reason that this champion's good in this spot is like, no. Flamengo has holy shit. Holy shit, they might lose.
Oh, almost lose.
Holy shit, they actually... Nuclear and barrel. Fucking both... I did not see everything that just unfolded, but... So this is actually a really good example, right? Where the Aurelia is red-white, the Rek'Sai is red-white, right? Red-white Rek'Sai, red-white Aurelia. And then you have the Nico that it's going to be AP Nico, so it's going to be like blue-white, red-green. It's like 4 colors, like I just talked about. Oh. Thank you so much for that donation. Yeah, I don't know what that Pro V just was. Thank you, Time River Tom, for saying that you understand the analogies and don't listen to people that are idiots or something. But anyways, So what I'm trying to say is that Flamingo's team comp has to get really far ahead, right? And what is happening right now is really, really rare. It's really hard to replicate this time and time and time again. So this is really cool and interesting because now you get to see what happens when a red-white team composition does get ahead and it gets the advantages that it was looking for, and then watch as it still continues to struggle against the Xayah and the Rise. Even though the Lee Sin is basically Olaf. Lee Sin has no purpose in this game. They're still going to continue to struggle. Thank you, SSJ Gohan. Why will they struggle? Because Kai'Sa doesn't have backline access, even with her ultimate, because of Rise and because of Xayah. They don't have really clear ways to handle Showmaker's LeBlanc, and they can't 1-3-1. They can't 1-3-1, even though they're on the color that they should be able to 1-3-1 against. Also, the Merc Treads that all the champions seem to be buying, I mean, it's going to help Xayah and Lee Sin out even more, even though Lee Sin, I already said, is like a non-factor. But, I mean, it's a 4-0, it's a 4-0 gold score right now, but Flamingo are still behind.
Bye-bye. Nice Urds. Okay.
Game's over.
Okay, double carry.
Well, what's up, you fucking assholes that said Damwon was going to lose? Do you see the team comp? Do you see how ridiculous it is to actually fight these fucking Damwon champions straight up? They can do their little smoke and mirror. They can get that bot wave. But with another Clown Dragon coming to save them, or not coming to save them. God damn it. What? I said what? No, I said that Flamingo are really far ahead and that Damwon could lose. And the reason that I'm saying that they could lose is because the stars are aligning. It's not backtracking. You're playing a tournament today? I don't... What MMR are you? Someone just donated. But every champion naturally is almost 3 colors. It's the way that League of Legends is designed. It's the way that kits work.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, Nico, close to E.
I'll check all donations and subs after this game.
Come on, dive. Try dive. Okay, 2v2.
Nice. Nice. I think it's very easy to determine what team is going to win based on the skill level, the average skill level of the teams, based on the draft. Yes. Jax is blue, green, red. Jax is teamer.
Oh, shit.
Shouldn't Damwon leave the Drake up? Yes. They really should leave the Drake up, but they didn't. Is Nemesis back yet, or is he still in scrims? Nah, he's still in scrims. What does another cloud? The clown dragons. Yeah, I explained all the colors right here. Oh yeah, you know, one of the funny things, right, that I mentioned earlier about an example of like even like pro teams or pro players that don't really know about matchups and stuff. Kick, Q, and dead. Whoa, Jesus. Okay. Was actually Atrox. A lot of people think Atrox can beat GP or that he can go even. No, the GPs are bad. And sometimes that's also what it takes. Sometimes a lot of people can have a false perception of champions because they don't play against good enough players that show them what to do. Did I see Clutch Gaming's reaction to being in the... No. The color meta right now? Bant is really strong. Bant is super strong. Bant and Jeskai are the strongest colors right now in low meta. Bant is blue, white, green, and Jeskai is white, red, blue. This is exactly your problem, LS. Yeah, what is it, buddy?
LeBlanc is what is color?
LeBlanc?
Red or what?
Red, blue.
Red, blue?
Yeah.
Red game is...
Red, blue, black, but sometimes just red, blue. Explaining stuff like that? Explaining stuff like what? Using a perfectly fine explanation to describe something, but then people getting mad at me because they don't understand it, not that I didn't explain it. Is that what you're talking about? Even though I just spent like 50 minutes, or I don't know, 40 minutes explaining colors? What? It's not weird at all. It's literally game, it's game theory. Okay, here's an example, okay? Some people that are bilingual choose to speak in other languages because the other language allows them to be more precise with their explanation without requiring them to jump through as many hoops. And you have the gall to say that I'm being weird for using a language that allows me to, dude. Honestly, like, what is genuinely wrong with you? I gotta up the follow time. I'm so sorry, chat. This person. Like, I know so many people that choose to speak even their non-native language because they feel like English allows them to be more specific with what it is that they're trying to talk about. And so here I am using a language, right, magic, to explain something more specifically and finer in detail. But somehow I'm the asshole because you don't want to bother to use a translator or decipher it, even though I'm attempting to break it down for you even more. It's not my job to, like, all that it matters is that the people that need to understand it understand it. So it's so weird when someone says that what I'm doing is weird. No, it's not. It can be found in all areas of life. There's a lot of I remember one of the best I think it's Nindon or something Go professionals actually used chess to explain a Go concept in a educational video. He went on like a 25-minute rant about chess to explain Go. How does black work in the context of LoL? There's like a quest or a cost that has to be met. If you pick Karthus, you have to play more aggressively. You have to basically have only AD surrounding him. You have to you have to get him his Dark Harvest stacks. And if you don't do that, and Karthus is 0/0/0 with even farm, he's not nearly as oppressive. Kindred can be black, but she's not naturally black. Karthus is black-blue. Yeah, Karthus is black-blue. Whoa! Hold on. I'm on Twitter because this game's over. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Dildo stick over the book. Perfect. 7K gold lead with a vastly superior scaling comp. All right. Why Void Staff second? Because they already have magic resist, and you know that they might end up getting more. So it's giving you the most pen. Why would you want Morellonomicon? All right, I just had to tweet. Okay, sorry. Yeah, this game's over. All right. The base is broken into. Jesus Christ. It's like a fucking slaughterhouse. Hold on, here comes Robo. Here comes Robo. Here he comes. Oh, Zaya can just stand still. Oh, Kai'Sa's supposed to hit the front line. The front line that's Rise and Zaya. Oh. I mean, it's 7K gold lead, so it doesn't really matter. But even if the team compositions are even, Kai'Sa can never use her ultimate. She's actually just playing with one less ability. Oh my god. Just ended his whole career. Alright. GG.